I'm sure many of you guys heard by now that Devin Haney actually had a loss on his record. That early on in his career that he suffered a loss down there in Mexico. Now it's been expunged, and now what we see today is a undefeated fighter in Devin the Dream Haney. Now, whether you believe this or not is entirely up to you. But make sure you hit that like button for your boy, man. We on Shit Up Boxing. This is where we're going to be for the remainder of 2023. But Regis Prograis came out the other day, and I'm sure many of you guys heard the news by now, but what I really want to ask you guys, do you believe that it's true? And Regis Prograis came out and says this, quote, "So I'm hearing Devin lost a fight in Mexico earlier in his career, but he paid to take it off his record. If that's true, that's the weakest shit I ever heard so far in boxing. Press conference is Tuesday, and y'all reporters better not let this shit slide." End quote. And that's what Regis Prograis had to say about, Devin the Dream Haney possibly having a loss on his record expunged to a 0. Yeah, that's right. And look, man, sometimes, right, and if you know boxing, right, and when a guy starts off professional early on, right, if he's a younger guy, they tend to fight over there in Mexico, right? If you're a guy that didn't get to go run through the amateur circuit like that, or, if you want to start professional early, guys usually go down there in Mexico and fight and get some professional fights, get some experience, things of that nature. However, there's probably I would imagine, a lot of underhanded, shady things goes on down there as well. Similar to Thai boxing. You could be a Thai fighter, right? An upcoming young Thai fighter, no fights, but then you could fight what they call a tuk-tuk driver, and they'll get in the ring, which will be a regular guy that's pulling people around on that cart you see, right? And they'll get in the ring and fight, get their ass kicked for a little quick payday, and you run around with a whole bunch of confidence like you did something. Similar to that down there in Mexico. Devin Haney, this is what they was doing early on in his career, gaining experience down there in Mexico, fighting grown men as a teenager. Now, whether he did this or not, I don't know, right? I'm going to leave that for you guys to decide. But Devin Haney reacts to this and says this: "Only a dumbass would believe some shit like that. This info is coming from Rolly. That should tell you enough." End quote. Now, I do remember, right, back before Rolly fought Tank and all that went down, I remember Rolly said, "Daddy bought his career."
Ass fucking email ass champion. Daddy bought his fucking career. Daddy bought him a fucking win in Mexico that they raised the other motherfucker's hand. So y'all can all go fuck yourself. Devin Haney is the biggest bitch, not just at 135, in boxing.
Blah, blah, blah. Devin Haney it is. Devin Haney. Rolando Romero has some very critical, harsh words for Devin the Dream Haney around that time and said his daddy bought his career. I'm sure a lot of fans, it kind of went over their heads a little bit, right? Nobody didn't really think none of it because it was coming from Rolando Romero. But what if Rolando Romero is telling the truth, right? This just in, you guys, right? I mean, look, man, this just keeps getting worse and worse as we go, man. This just keep getting worse and worse, you guys. Now the people that allegedly was there or know people that was there says that this is true. Now, according to this guy right here named Sal, I don't know, take it for a grain of salt. Yep, I know people that were there. To be fair, the guy that weighed in was a different guy that fought Devin. Quote, from what I hear. Much more experienced. TJ boxing be like that sometimes. That's why the new local promoters bring the fighters to U.S. soil instead. So based off of Mr. Boxing Guru, and salute to that guy, he says, so the guy that weighed in was a totally different guy that Devin actually fought. And sometimes shit like that happens. You weigh in, you think you're about to fight a certain guy, then boom, you fighting somebody totally different. Shit like that happens. A guy who was much more experienced than Devin Haney, who was probably about 16 years old at the time, fighting grown men, right? And then he says TJ boxing be like that sometimes. That's why the new local promoters bring the fighters to U.S. soil instead, because there's probably a lot of corruption and the underhanded, sneaky, shady shit going on, right? But yeah, you guys, that's some of the latest news. I'm sorry I'm late for it, but I just want to get you guys started on it. What do you guys think about this? Do you really think that Bill Haney paid some people off to have that loss on Devin Haney's record expunged? Tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.